Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow travelers. Oblyx here, coming at you today from Project Ozone Lite. How y'all doing today? So, last time we built this giant cube of power. Actually, the last two times we've been working on this for 2 episodes. And I've done a few changes to the top up here. So we're still getting our power coming in here from our mechanism reactor. I have cranked it up. Anyone who sat through all the way through to the very end of the last episode, I snuck in a little sneaky clip right at the end of the video where I put this guy on full tilt boogie. Cranked him all the way to 11. Just so you could see what he can do when put in full power mode. I'm not going to do that here. If you want to see that, go check out the last video and watch all the way to the end next time, will you? But I do have this guy producing a roughly 5 million RF per tick currently. So we've got our induction rate at 50. Last time we cranked it up to 98, which is as high as it'll go. So we're easily keeping up with our fuel. Even at nighttime, which nighttime is the right time. We'll drain most of this tank before the daylight comes, but we never quite get to the other tank on the other side over here. So even at half power, we still have more than enough power to run. So I could crank this up even higher if I wanted to and run it all day long. But I have also, since then, off camera, reconnected this is running back to our Extreme reactor. And I'll take you over there in a second to show you what I did. But this quantum entangler is connected to our Extreme reactor, and it is providing power here as well. So we're burning up all that yellorium and turning it into the good stuff. Then, of course, all of our ZPEs that are in the mining dimension. Remember, we have an entire chunk carved out full of ZPEs at bedrock. So they're producing max power, and we're getting ballpark about 40,000 RF a tick out of those guys. So not enough to run our base by any means, but it is a nice topper. Free power just floating into the big power cube here. Now, I will show you on the inside, and this is nice. You can break this cube and go inside. It does go offline when you do that, but it retains all the power. I have been expanding and creating new ultimate induction cells. We have 2 providers, and this is all the providers I'm going to put. I'm not going to add any more because these 2 provide more input and output than I can possibly feed this guy without some more massive energy sources like a couple more of these guys, which I'm just not doing. So if we're consuming more than about 15 million RF a tick, we got issues. So if I look at this guy now, he's getting a little over 5 million RF a tick, like I was telling you. Our base is consuming about 104,000 RF per tick. So not even close to the 5 million we're creating. So we are definitely having a power surplus. We're filling up the cube as quick as we can fill it up. Well, not as quick, but pretty darn quick. If we look at our statisticals, we could input a max of 26 million RF a tick. That is a butt ton of power. So if I cranked up all my generators full tilt boogie, I still am not going to produce 26 million RF a tick. That's our 2 providers right there. That's those 2 ultimate providers. If I ever need to add more, I just pull a cell out and pop a new provider in, and we're good to go. Or I just right now I've got plenty of extra space. I can just throw another provider down if the case arises that I need it, but I don't need it right now, not even close. You know, you can see we've got all this room left to spare on the receiving and all this room left to spare on the sending. It doesn't even register. You know, it's so low it doesn't even register on the graphical. Now this is the power we got. And let's take a look. 29.1 TRF. That's, in mechanism terms, that's tera. In terms that our brains wrap around, that's trillion. So we've walked up through the thousands, through the millions, through the billions. We're into the trillions of RF per tick. So 29 tera RF per tick, or 29 trillion RF per tick. You can use them interchangeably. That is an absolute insane amount of power that is available in this big battery for us to use. So basically, I could shut this generator down, and at 100,000 RF per tick, we can run our base for a very long time. But as you see, I still have all this empty space that I can fill up. I can take it all the way to the top. Imagine how much power that will be. Now I have produced 28 more cells, and I will drop these bad boys down there. So remember where that line was, and we'll drop these 28 new cells in here. And just pop them down any old where, doesn't matter. There we go. I do like things kind of centered, so let's move this guy over here. Just keeping it centered up. So we've got 3 spaces on this side, actually, so I should probably move these guys over here just because. Okay, I'm being a little bit anal retentive. I know. There we go. Okay. So now, if we pop up here, put our casings back in place, get our sparkles, click on it, we see this is dipped down some. So that's just giving us more room. Now, this doesn't ever indicate, you know, it tells you that you have 176 cells, but it never tells you how much actual space you can have, other than this indicator here as to how full you are. Now you can do the math. I mean, you can go look at, you know, an induction cell, you know, which is right here, which is 204.8 billion RF or giga RF, and you can just times that by however many cells you have in your thing, and there you go. That's how much, you know, your ultimate capacity is. But the machine itself doesn't tell you. And of course, we're still sucking our power out from here, piping it off into the base. So let's run over exactly opposite that tower over there, straight across, has our extreme reactor, and we'll take a look what I did over there. Not huge changes, but a little bit. So we'll just zip on over the short way here, and there's our extreme reactor down here. We can see it's green, so it is on. It is running full power, and it's just staying on until that battery fills up. So if I pop under here, you can see here's the output line, and it used to run into a line that ran straight up the wall here and into the torus that runs around our base in the ring. I since removed that, and I have it going into this quantum entangler. Now you cannot directly connect these cryostabilized flux ducts to your quantum entangler porter. I have found that to be an issue, but I have found that if you just plug your ultimate universal cable directly into the flux ducts and then plug those into the quantum entangler porter, it works just fine. So, and because it can only accept a certain amount of RF per tick per side, we're just using all the sides but the very back one back there. I do have a big old vibrant capacitor down here, but it's not connected to anything other than this guy. So we're not really doing anything with it. It is full. You know, that guy did. This is the input for the ZPE. For the ZPEs over in the mining dimension. Same one we're using on the big battery. So they did top this guy off long before we added in the bigger battery. So it's sitting here with, you know, 31, what is that? What, thousands, million, 31 billion RF, just sitting here ready to go whenever we need it as emergency spare, if you will, just sitting there. But like I said, never really use it. And now that we got the really big battery in place, we really don't need it because we have trillions of RF just sitting there ready to go. Now, what I want to work on today is additional... Hello, mobs falling out of the sky. I want to work on something we haven't done yet. We're just going to skip over to the... I think it's at the green dome? It's not actually in the dome. I think it's in one of the towers. And I started a little bit of work. Yeah, this is our mystical agriculture. And if you remember, we've got a lag spike. But up here at the top, we've got our original mystical agriculture farm. Now we're way up at the very top of the tower. You look out and you see the other towers, tip tops, and the domes way down there at the bottom. And this is where we're growing our 3x3 crop plots. So we have diamonds here, and quartz here, and Certus quartz, and Fluix, and Terra steel, and all the different ones. What I have found is that to produce these induction cells, these guys right here, it is requiring just a ridiculous amount of resources. The cow farm cannot possibly keep up. If I want to produce, say, 100 of these guys, look how much gold it's taking. I'm missing 161,000 gold. I have 247,000 redstone, and that's not enough. I need 12,000 more. So these guys take so much by way of resources to produce. So I've done a little work off camera to help boost that. Now if we come down here, this is where we're going to work today for a different project, but if I come down one more, I have set up another mystical agriculture farm, identical to the one upstairs. The only changes I've made is the crops that we're running in here. And this guy is 100% iron, steel, gold, and redstone. Those four materials, and that's it. So this is an entire line, is 3 wide all the way down of steel, 3 wide all the way down of iron, 3 wide all the way down of redstone, 3 wide all the way down of gold. And then this is like steel, iron, gold, redstone, gold, and then I've mixed them all up here in this little center ring right here. But it's nothing but those 4 crops. So we're just growing the snot out of them because we just need that much to produce all these induction cells. And it's going to take a long time. This is several real life days later from my last induction matrix video. And you see the number of cells I've been able to create thus far. Now to increase the rate of production, I've added 6 layers. You can see 5 here. There's actually one behind the glowstone as well. So there's 6 layers of these growth accelerators under here, and I've actually started on a 7th just to get these guys producing faster. And we are way down at the very bottom of the towers. So you can see the bottom tips of all the towers down there. So we are just cranking out those 4 crops as quickly as possible so that we can get more induction matrix online. And if we look in here, you can see, I mean, it is transferring pretty darn quick. The amount of items it's getting. But what I want to work on today is not related to induction matrices or cells or any of that stuff. I want to work here because I've got a bunch of space above us. I want to put in a tree farm because I don't have one. There's no way for me to automate tree growth currently in the base. So I want to have wood. You know, if I choose to build something with wood, I want to have a ton of wood to do it with. And I don't want to have to think about it. So let's get busy. I did set up, so I've got dirt set up in a standard Ender IO farm, just like the one we did up there and just like the one we did down here. And I've already built us a farm. So we've already built a few of them in this pack, so it's not anything new or exciting. But I just wanted to show you can use these guys to do tree farming. So we're going to pop this guy right here, like so. We're going to pop in a octatic capacitor, so it'll reach all the way out 7 blocks that way, that way, that way, and this way. Now we need to get this guy power. So to do that, I'm going to use a dimensional transceiver, just like we've been using pretty much everywhere else. Pop it down right here on top. Normally I'd go underneath, but I've got a glowstone under there, and as you see the light still coming out. This block does not block light. This block does not block light. Yeah, that worked. So I just clicked F7 so we could see dark space, and you notice there are no red X's. There are no yellow X's, because he is allowing the light beneath him to grow, to come out. If I do an F3, you'll see that we look at where it says light is 10. If we look at the block, it actually says it's 12 right here. So this block right there has a light level of 12 because right underneath there is a light source. So I have that glowstone right there. So as we get further away, it'll be 11, 10, 10, 11. Now we're back because we're coming over to this glowstone. So just know that underneath it does allow light through it. So that's why I'm going to put the dimensional transceiver on top so that we can have light coming from the bottom. So we're just going to connect it to Oblyx mains for power. And we're going to do two. We're going to do a send on crafted. Now what that's going to do is send it directly back to our purple dome in our AE system. So all those storage drawers and things we have, it's going to just send it straight over there. But I want to create a new one that it's going to receive on. But we're going to work on that here in a little bit. Now for the farm, you see it's got power. I want to make sure it knows to both push and pull from above it. So it will push items up and it will pull items down. So just right clicking on whatever face you want to make that change is where it will make it. So now it will push and pull into this guy. So we're pretty much done there, with the exception of defining which trees we want to grow. So if I look at saplings, obviously we want spruce because it's one of my favorites. We'll probably do some oak because why wouldn't ya? We'll probably do some dark oak because why wouldn't ya? And I'm torn between birch, acacia, and jungle. Let's do acacia. So this guy can do them all. We're going to go ahead and lock it down and just pop them in like so. Oh, you have to unlock it to pop them in, sorry. But once they're in, I want to lock it down. And it's going to go ahead and start planting trees in a grid, a area grid. Now you see these guys have already started growing like crazy. The reason being is it's getting boosted from the farm down below. So if we come over here, and you see there's plenty of space for them to grow. If we come over here and go down, you see these, all these guys, these lily pads of fertility, the growth crystal tier 2 and the growth accelerators below are all providing an effect to this farm above us, which is why all these trees just jumped into life super fast. So look at this big block of wood. I mean, super duper quick. Look at all that beautiful wood. Nice. It's a little bit dark up here. Might want to add some glowstone maybe up on this layer around the outside edges. But now we need to get a perma axe installed into our farm so that it can chop that wood down. Then we have to decide, do we want to keep the leaves or not? I'm thinking not for the time being, but we might later. So let's get busy on our perma axe. So just an axe that's never ever gonna break. So I think I'm gonna do it out of paper. We're gonna need some more paper. Got 38,000, that should be more than enough. And let's see here. Want an axe head? Yes, please. We want a tool rod? Yes, please. And a binding pattern? Yes, please. Thank you. Come over to our tool station and say we want an axe. Pop all that in. Pop our axe out. Now this guy has no durability whatsoever. So we're going to need some plates. And we've done this before, where we turn these golden plates into the upgrades. Actually, they're blank cast. I think I already have, look at that, I already have 72. Why do I have so many? Good grief. I have a ton of them in there. Now we want some obsidian. I'm going to pop those there and pop the obsidian around like so. And let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And we're going to come over to our tool station, or tool forge, pop those in there, or pop the axe in there, pop those in there. And you see each time we add one of these to it, it gets a reinforced level. So we're at 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, and 100%. It is now unbreakable. Well, now it's unbreakable. So there you go. An unbreakable axe. So if we go take this guy over to our farm, go to the green dome, whoosh, and pop down here, down a level, all the trees in the world. Now the question is, can we get to our farm, or are we going to have to axe it nicely? I think we're going to have to axe it nicely. So this new axe is not very quick. Of course, our old axe is boss. Ah, there it is. But if we pop this guy in here, as you see, it chops a few trees down very, very quickly. And as they go into here, they get sucked up into the system. Ow, a tree grew on top of me. But because I have my magnet on, I'm sucking them up before the system can suck them up. So let's turn our magnet off. Now I am seeing a problem. Okay, one, we're getting saplings flung out because you notice that output keeps saying it's full. And you notice like this right here, this big mess of excess. It's because the output keeps going full. It can't get the items out quick enough. That is no bueno. That is not going to work for us. Yeah, so we're going to have to make some changes in order to ensure that we're not going to lag out the server or anything like that. So let's, yeah, it is just cranking its little heart out. The reason is it's not able to send items up here fast enough. You see, the transfer from here to here is too slow. So what we need is a conduit between the two with some speed upgrades. And I'm in a tree. The trees grow so fast. It is terribly, terribly quick at growing trees. That is just crazy times. If I just leave this run for like 10 minutes, I'll probably have all the wood I'd ever need. And just walk around here with my magnet. Boop. I just suck all these extras up and do. And what got me to thinking about this is I was watching one of Mirrusky's videos, and she didn't have much wood left. You know, she was doing work with wood. You know, she's building a really cool tree house. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It is awesome. And she was like short on wood, and I was like, you know, I could build a farm for that. You know, so here you go. So we'll call this the Mirrusky Tree Farm. And I can't get rid of items quick enough to avoid my inventory fill. Look at this. I can't click out fast enough. It's such an efficient farm. I just sheared the tops off those trees. That's funny. So I think what we're going to do is come in here, and we're going to say, okay, Mr. System, stop growing trees. You know, for right now. Just make with the stoppage. Until I could rework the system, because this is not how I want to do. It's actually not even able to keep up with the power requirements. Because it takes so much power to chop the trees down. It's even struggling to keep up with that. So if we just rip out all these saplings like so. Basically depriving it of material to replant. If we do that, assuming we can keep up, it's so daggum fast, it's actually really hard to keep up. We'll eventually get to the point where we're going to win, and it's not going to have any more saplings. Though it's producing trees faster than we can knock out saplings. Dadgummit. So I built an entirely too efficient farm. Shame on me, you know, for being so good. Give me all these saplings. Give me. Okay. So now we can just go boop, 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 boop. Do. There we go. We've gotten all the saplings out. We'll replant here in a minute. I'm thinking what we might want to do is actually go down where that light is in the center. And possibly bring everything down into this chest right here. Well, this chest is getting full too. Oh, this item collector is collecting. Yeah, that's going to be bad. We don't want that happening. Because these items are going to a different place that doesn't have the ability to process the wood. That's why it's getting hung up. Okay. So we need to tamp that down some. So our Y radius we need to bring down. Is that enough? But still enough to get it here. 1, 2. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have it set to 4. I don't know that that's going to get that. We may need to move that item collector down. Let's see if this actually works, or if items back up here. I don't think they will because this chest is receiving everything and we got the speed cranked up so high. So I think we're going to be okay there. But let us see. Now if I throw an item down here, is it... Well, let me turn off my magnet. And throw an item down here, is it picked up? No. Good. That's exactly what we want. Awesome. They're combining, but it's not picking them up, so great. So now we can lay items on the ground here and not be worried about them clogging up the machine below. And I think what we want to do is, let me turn my magnet back on. And let me kind of clear out the old inventory because this is a mess. We'll hang on to this guy. Let me get some conduit and get some other power conduit. And let's get 30 speed upgrades cooking. They should cook quick. Alright, so let's go into this guy and reset him to just none. Since we're going to use conduit, we don't need to define, that he either needs to use, that he needs to input and output or not. The conduit will take care of that. So now let's pop our dimensional transceiver on there. And put items to insert. And we'll put these items to extract always. And of course he's getting power and he's sending to crop crafted. And I'm just thinking here. So we'll pop those in there. I'm wondering if I should do a buffer chest like I did downstairs. I think that's probably a good idea. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's do a buffer chest. And I will do a... I've been doing bronze, but I think I will do crystal here because... Do I want to do crystal? That's about the biggest one we have, I think, in this pack anyway. I've been playing a lot of the Final Frontier where we have actually additions and I can use the crates, and the crates are considerably larger. So we'll export on the green and insert on the green here, but I do want this to be in and out. So we're going to insert on the green and we're going to extract on the brown and always active. So I want to add these extra speed upgrades to the extract side. So we're going as quick as we can possibly go. And I'm going to just pop this guy here. Now that is going to prevent anything from growing in this spot right there. And potentially these are going to prevent things from growing around it because leaves and stuff will want to be in this space but can't. So it may lessen, but as you saw how fast this thing grows, it's not going to be an issue. So this will be on insert for items, and for power, of course, it's going to pull power out of there, so that won't be an issue. There we go. Yeah, I think that will work. So what's going to happen is everything this guy collects is going to be sucked out of here as quick as it can possibly be sucked out of here because we've put in the maximum number of upgrades. See, max upgrade is 15, so we put in 15. I'm just going to pull out by stacks of items. It's going to shove them all up in this chest, so we have all the space to work with. Then that will free this up as quickly as possible to go do more work. Then this guy is going to push the items out and into here. So it's just acting like a little buffer. And I do think we will add a Item, do I have any more on me, or am I going to have to make some more? I have some advanced item collectors. So just like we have downstairs, if we pop one of these guys on here, like that, and set him to a radius of 10 on the X and Z, and 5 should be fine for that. So if anything we throw down here, if I don't have my magnet on, yeah, it should get sucked up and sent back into our storage system. So, you know, all these items should get pretty much instantly sucked up. That will get rid of the apples and the saplings. Anything this starts to overflow on should get instantly sucked back up into our system. And since we're sending this on crop crafted, now let's go verify that is correct and I'm not being a doofus. So if we come up here, hey Enderman, what's up? Now I had a live stream the other day, and the folks in the live stream told me I need to leave in all my mistakes. That you know, don't edit out your mistakes, leave them in there. We want to see them. So I'll try to do more of that. You know, I did listen to what you guys were saying, and I'll try to leave in more of the mistakes. So if you see some blooper reels in here, yeah, see, these are from the farm below. I remember I told you it would bog down the system, and it did. It still had one open spot, so it could still process, just not very quick. Now it'll process much, much faster. We get out all that excess wood. And what I may go do is put a filter on it so it permanently excludes those. So that would be a derp that I might normally cut out, but I won't cut it out of this one. And let's go check our... So everything that comes into my storage system comes in through this dimensional transceiver right here for the most part. You can see, you know, these are all the farms after the items have been crafted or being thrown in here. The wool is coming from our sheep farm over there, our Botania sheep farm. And it's all just being thrown in here. And of course this is crop crafted. So this is receive crop crafted. And then we've got an import bus into our ME system right here that's connected in and just sucking that stuff in. It's fully upgraded, so it's sucking in things as quick as it possibly can to keep this buffer clean and clear. And I may have to add a buffer on this as well, where I have this push into a chest and then the chest is on the import. Maybe we go ahead and do that now, just to make sure, you know, we have plenty of space. I don't want anything to run out of space. Let's look at a gold chest. I don't remember how big those are. Oh, that's plenty big. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so turn my magnet back on. We can take that away, put the chest right there on the import bus, take this guy right here, and we're going to leave him set exactly as he is. You see him collecting all the items. We're going to pop that conduit right there and say export always and insert always, and you'll see the items will start to flow, but they're going to flow in really slow. What I want to do is add some speed upgrades. So we want these speed upgrades, remember, max of 15. So there you go, 15 of them. And we'll just pop those in there like that. Now it's going to start sucking out quick. Just broop, broop, broop. And it's going to throw them into our buffer chest. And what I could do is could do this and say disable, disabled, disabled, and then let's get our Yeta wrench out and we'll disconnect that. So we're done with our Yeta wrench. Now let's get some more speed upgrades. Crank those out real quick. And we'll say extract, always, upgrade, and insert. So there you go. Now we're pulling out from 2 paths. So it should be even quicker. Should be no chance for it to bog down at this point. So once we start adding all that wood in there, because this guy's going to get just plastered with wood, that should most definitely help. We could just separate the wood altogether. Now this is our cyanide from our extreme reactor. We could just put another dimensional transceiver right here, and typing weird. Still typing weird. Could put one right there. That is, maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's what I want to do. This is the part where you guys wanted the gag reel, the blooper reel. You get your wish. Now you have to deal with Oblyx's brain, thinking and rethinking things. Dimensional transceiver, yes, give me one. We'll let that cook for a minute. What I'm thinking is I'm going to throw one here and then just throw another line here, and that's just going to be for trees, because this does receive a ton of items pretty darn quick, and I think that the trees is going to be even more. It's going to bog it down even more, and I don't want that to be the case. So we can pop that there. Let's say receive from Oblyx mains. We don't need to because it's getting power from below it, but that's fine. And we'll call this tree farm. And we will receive from tree farm. And we'll do our conduits again, like so, and do disabled, disabled, and we're gonna need our Yeta wrench back. And we'll disconnect that. Yeah, that'll work. We'll set this guy to insert. We'll set this guy to extract always, and put our 15 speed upgrades in there. So this will come directly out of the tree farm, and it'll buffer in the same chest. And then it'll all import back into our AE system. So yeah, let's go with that. So what I also want to make sure before we turn this guy on full tilt boogie is that all of these trees have void upgrades on them. So this guy does. And is he fully upgraded? Upgraded, yes. Spruce, fully upgraded with a void upgrade. Acacia, fully upgraded with a void upgrade. And Dark Oak, fully upgraded with a void upgrade. Fantastic. So they're all upgraded. Even the birch and the jungle with void upgrades, so we'll be okay. We won't overrun our system. Super important, because we're going to be producing materials so quickly. So let's get on back. We should be able to light this puppy up. Green dome, please. These teleporters are awesome. I have not really used them in a pack too much before, but I will absolutely use them again because they rock. Let's see, saplings. So we want oak and spruce and acacia and dark oak. So oak, spruce, acacia, dark oak. And I'm living in a tree. Let me out. There we go. Trees are starting to grow. We are in a desert, so they're ugly. Oh, it is farming like crazy. Let's turn our magnet off so we can kind of watch what this thing does. Oh, we did get an output full. You saw that. but we didn't get a bunch of, see, we did get a bunch of items on the ground because the output was full, but the item collector sucked it up. Let's go downstairs and make sure that that item collector is not sucking these guys up. Oh, wow. How's that even a thing? How in the world did it grow leaves under the ground? That's not even possible. Oh, Minecraft logic at work. Go figure. I think that was just a glitch in the matrix. Alright, so we see this guy is just cranking. He's definitely doing a good job. Definitely growing us some trees and getting us some wood in large quantities. Let's go verify on our red dome that it is not overflowing into our mystical agriculture crops. So we're going to go check this guy again. And if it is, then I'll have to add a filter onto it so it doesn't pick those items up. Yeah, see, we got the spruce. I think that was because of that one weird glitchy tree that grew in there. It normally should not do that. So as long as the trees don't continue to grow glitchy like that, it shouldn't be a problem. The other option would be to set up some chests or some drawers in here for the wood and the saplings, and it'll just cycle them back into the system. So it'll take them out of the receive, put them in the drawer, and then put them back in the send. So that's a possibility too. Kind of like we do with the mystical fertilizer and the essence. You know, we don't process those in the crafters like we do everything else. We just toss them in the drawer, pull them right back out of the drawer, and throw them right back into the send. So we could do that with tree parts as well to keep this from backing up. But I don't see anything else showing up in here, so we're probably just fine. And if we look at our, say, spruce, we have 11,000. It's not going to show us a real number unless we go look at the actual drawers. So let's go look at the drawers. Go to purple dome. And let's look at the real deal numbers here. So there we go. Spruce is actively climbing. There we go. Oh my goodness. That went up several hundred in just a few seconds. Oaks at 4,785. 4,800. So it is going up at a decent clip. So these drawers will pretty much be full in a short amount of time. Now I want to make sure that we're maintaining a positive on our saplings, that we're not running out of saplings. There are trees that drop less saplings. Jungle's a good example. It tends to drop less saplings than it needs to replant. We want to make sure we're not going to get into the negatives on saplings. There's not a whole lot we can do about it if there is. But, oh, why are there things on the ground? Why you no pick up the things? There's all kind of things on the ground. Oh my goodness. So this guy is, if I can get to him, he is not set low enough. So we need him lower. Why he no sucky up? Oh, he can't. Why is this full? That's no bueno. Huh. Why are you full? Are you full? Oh, why are you so slow? You should... get out of my way. Extract is at full speed. I don't think it's working at full speed. Yeah, look how slow it's putting things into here. That's way slower than it should be. Why is it so slow? Huh. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of what would be causing this. Yeah, see, there's a big gap from when it's sent. Let's check the remote side and see if we can tell what the heck's going on. Grrr. I do like it when things don't work the way they're supposed to. Why you no work the way you supposed to? Oh, wow. Oh, well, that's on send. We're not trying to send. We're trying to receive. What? Why is this guy getting wood? This guy is sending stuff to this guy. That shouldn't even be possible. Okay. Where is that coming from? I am very, very confused as to where that is coming from. Oh, did I never set the other side to tree farm? Am I just being a total doof? I think that's my problem. You guys see all this nonsense I normally cut out? I mean, my goodness. It's just stuff that makes your brain hurt. You know, how dumb I can just forget to do things all the time like this. And a tree grows in my face. And a tree is gone, and a tree is back. Could you, thank you. Yeah, see, we're still sitting on crap, because, yeah, I'm a genius. There we go, tree farm. Now, empty. It's still empty and really slow. Way slower than I want it to empty. Tell you what, let's go ahead and turn on the old Sucker Upper 9000 just to clear out some entities here. You know, I think adding that buffer chest was a bad idea. I think the item conduits transfer things slower than the import buses on ME. I think we would be better suited doing additional import buses and not having the conduits in place. There we go. Just kind of cleaning up the mess here. Make sure we don't lag things out too much. Just cleaning up a mess. Cleaning up a mess. Ooh, that was a big collect. There we go. Get that last little bit. Now where's the out? And we're going to go get rid of that chest because it is, I think, the cause of our problems. So back to purple. So all trial and error, just figuring out the best way to do things. Empty this stuff out. And we're going to pull this and this and this, this, and that. And we're going to put this dimensional transceiver back. And this is the one for crafted. And we're going to add this dimensional transceiver, which is for tree farm. And what we're going to do is come down here. And let's see, that is using 5 of 8 channels. This is coming back to 9 of 32 channels, so we can add another import bus on there without any problems. So let's grab one. Import bus. There's one right there, and we want some acceleration cards. You go away, you come in my hand. Ooh, hello. We'll pop that there, and we need a smart cable. And pop that there. Nice, nice, nice. There we go, one channel. So he is active. We will pop these in here like so. So it is full speed. And we should see it sucking items out. What's happening is it's repopulating as fast as it's sucking. So we should see the other side start to get a little relief now, hopefully. Yeah, because it's clearing out pretty darn quick. So let me pop these things back in the old inventory. And let's go head over there one more time and just check it out. To the green dome. And hop over here. Come down. So we still definitely got some overload going on. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so how are we gonna fix this? Well, we're gonna die in a tree. Because that's what you do. See, the other side is definitely keeping up. As soon as I'm putting items in here, they're getting sucked out. So that's not an issue. It is this side that is the problem. So let's put this guy back on here. 10, 10, and I think probably 5 will work. Can you stop growing trees where I'm trying to work, please? What I need is something that is faster at pushing items into here. Let's see what we got. How quick are these logistical transporters? Where are they? Yeah. 10 meters per second. 28 per second. Huh. Let's try one. Oy. Getting in there to see it's going to be hard. Really? Every time I go to click, a tree grows. I can't get in there because the dang trees are growing. The first world problems, right? I've got to empty my inventory again. I have no room to put anything. He's crazy. Okay, now let's see if we can get my configurator out. Configurator? How about a configurator? There we go. Now, can I click this when there's not a tree here? And of course I was on wrench mode. Dang it. I need there not to be a tree. I need this not to be in wrench mode. Energy's fine. Make the tree go away. There we go. Suck the items out, please. Quickly. Quickly, suck the items out. So that is definitely doing a better job at keeping the items flushed. So I can probably now turn my magnet off and allow the item collector to do its job of gathering up the excess items that are on the ground, which it is doing. I don't see any more. Look at this guy just dumping items. Dump. Trying to keep this guy emptied out. And the tree farm's just trying to grow it in its place, you know. I think we are out of dark oak, possibly. I think that was one of the trees that we were not keeping up with our saplings on. So that may just not be growable in a farm like this. I know I've done it before, like on FTB Beyond, for example. I had a tree farm with dark oak growing in here. But in this particular pack, it just may not drop enough saplings to be able to replenish. Did pretty good that time. You just want to make sure when it harvests that it grabs enough saplings to redo. Oh, looks like we are pert near empty. Come on. Let me see. Thank you. Oh, I was wrong. But we're definitely better off than we were. I'm amazed those Ender IO conduits are so slow. I just naturally assumed they were quicker than that. But they really are not. They just really are not quick at all. So I wish I knew of a faster item conduit. And I'm in a tree. Are you going to chop the tree down before I die? Thank you. What I could do is, if this tree would get out of my way, and this tree would get out of my way, I could... Oops, not that. That's not going to work at all. Wrench. And I'm going to need my magnet on. And we're going to collect all the stuff again. There we go. We could go here and here. We're taking away grow space, but is it really necessary? You know, I mean, we're producing so much that do we really need the grow space? Oh my god. Get out of the way, tree. We need to start pulling items out of that side. And that's definitely cleaning us out, so. Why are these items doing the... Is that a visual glitch? They're doing the hokey pokey inside there? Maybe I better put those on insert so they can't do the hokey pokey. Oh, there they go again. Or is that just, it's doing so many so fast it's just a visual glitch, maybe? Because it does seem like they're still evacuating. Oh, I just put everything in the world in there. Oops. That wasn't what I intended to do. I don't really remember what was over here now. Oh well. Not like we don't have access to it. Alright, magnet off because I'm tired of sucking things up. And get rid of those last few. And it looks like we are keeping up now. A whole bunch of trees just grew. And we can probably now get rid of this extra pipe. I set this to wrench. Oh my goodness. Every time I try to click, a tree grows. Let's see if it keeps up. Yeah, I think it's going to keep up. We'll keep an eyeball on it. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but it looks like it will. And we are definitely not producing enough dark oak saplings, which is kind of crappy. But hey, what you gonna do? We could switch this out for birch, I guess. So that will send all those dark oak saplings back into base, and if we switch this to birch, it shouldn't be a problem. So we'll unlock the dark oak, we'll pull that out, we'll pop in birch and lock it. And we should start seeing it plant here momentarily. There we go. So who wants wood? We have plenty. But I am afraid that is all the time I got for today on this marathon tree farming episode. Sure do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me as always. And until next time, get out there and make some noise. Hope you enjoyed the extra derpy episode. See ya.